She was my hero. She's my biggest fan. She was my motivator.
Janelle Jack's heart swells with pride when she thinks of her late grandmother, Clara Peoples.
She's my guardian angel now.
A woman with twinkling eyes, a wry smile, and a special legacy.
Well, she bought Juneteenth to Oregon when she worked at the shipyard.
It was 1945. Clara Peoples asked her boss if they could celebrate Juneteenth on their break in the Vanport shipyards. She brought the tradition with her from Oklahoma. Years later, in 1972, Clara helped organize Portland's annual Juneteenth celebration, which the city has enjoyed ever since. It earned Clara a special nickname,
Mother of Juneteenth.
Juneteenth commemorates June 19th, 1865, also known as Freedom Day, a day on which Major General Gordon Granger arrived in Galveston, Texas, and declared that all slaves were free. It had taken 2 years for news of President Lincoln's Emancipation Proclamation to reach Texas. Word traveled much more slowly in those days. But what a celebration when it did.
Juneteenth is America's second Independence Day. And it's really the Independence Day where all Americans were free.
In 1980, Texas became the first state to declare Juneteenth a holiday. Janelle says her grandmother would have a lot to say about what's going on in our nation's history now.
She would be happy. She would feel accomplished and have the biggest smile on her face.
This month, the city of Portland and Multnomah County moved to observe Juneteenth as a paid holiday for the first time. And on Thursday, Governor Kate Brown issued a proclamation officially declaring June 19th Juneteenth and announced plans to make it a state holiday.
Her words would be right on, right on.
Following in her grandmother's footsteps, Janelle is now director of Juneteenth Oregon. And like her grandmother, she continues to build Juneteenth as a way to unite all communities.
Now, Juneteenth seems like it's a household name, and I love it, but keeping that momentum going for years to come.
In Portland, Catherine Cook, KGW News.